Hey guys, how's it going? Wixie here. So today I'm going to be showing you guys my Vagabond, which is ironically named Wanderer. Uh, was testing a different build and kind of just ended up throwing my other gear on here. So there's a cool Wanderer build, but today we're just going to be doing the Vagabond. So let me just show you the gear really quick. This might look like super decked out, but you're only using 3 chase items. And the other items aren't super difficult to get. I know mine's a little more optimally rolled, but overall, you don't need like a whole bunch of +1 talents. You could always use like crit rolls or CDR, crit damage, mana regen. Mana regen's super important on this build because we're playing with far shot. So basically we need to be able to just sit here and cast without going So there's a couple ways we do that. We do use some Lux runes. As you can see, Lux runes, those right there. That way our mana regen is at least 1.8k. That keeps us fairly good, but it's not the best, but it keeps us fairly topped off. So we then use Curess of Blood. This increases your bleed damage by 10% for every level. It's really good. You want the highest level blood boiler you can get. So even if it doesn't have +1 talents, it's not the end of the world. You can get by using critical strike damage, CDR, just a lot of different things. Even strength works, elemental damage. So you have plenty of options. Absence of constraint, that way we can use our 2-piece vagabonds instead of requiring the boots or the chest. Then for the gloves, I'm using Predator Savagery for this build, but you can use Razor Knuckles, which is it just gives you higher bleed stacks. It's good for damage. They're fairly comparable DPS, but I do like the crit chance a little bit more. We use Power of the Void. I wouldn't really suggest anything else other than this. Like, you could maybe use like a coffee or a unworldly potion, but it's not going to perform as well. You do want to try to obviously aim for something good for the extra roll, but it's not super mandatory. Then boots, we're using Boots of Blood. We would swap these out, but Boots of Blood also provides a damage multiplier, so we want all this together. Now for Mercenary, I am using the St. Tommy's, but you can always use a Shelter or a King's Tower. Yeah, you just have a couple options, so. But for this video, I'm going to be using St. Tommy's just to show you a quick clear. The chest, Shroud of Elements, this honestly could be like Mayhem. I was using that for some time and it's actually really nice. Could be the St. Wuxies, it could be Gem King's Garb with either HP, stamina, or HP regen. Those are what you're going to aim for your mercenary. If you can't get those, really try to get like an APS version. Those are probably your best rolls. Then I'm going to be using the Benettis with Flashfire. Don't really need Flashfire. It's literally a waste on this build, to be honest. Actually going to just swap it out for the Mark Target. Yeah, Mark Target will give me more DPS, so then finally we're going to use the Knight Captain's Helmet. Again, you can kind of use whatever you want here. I just grabbed this from the bank because I had armor and stamina, and I just wanted my Merc to be a little more tanky, so decent HP regen, he won't instantly fall over, right? So let's get to the tree. So the tree, obviously, we're maxing out our Flying Scimitar. We want that maxed out, lower cooldown as possible. So yeah, Rupture, we're getting additional bleed damage to our bleeds, which is basically what this build's about. Phantom Blades, this will just increase the initial hit of the actual Scimitar, which increases the damage to the bleed. So it's a nice talent, kind of double dips your damage. I use Body Double. You can honestly use like Vanish or something and it's just as fine. And then for the last points I used Wind Blades. This is like really nice for AoE situations, and for the boss it's, you know, it's okay. It's decent damage. For the hero level, you're basically just gonna go all on top. Vagabond's Might. These ones, you can kind of go whatever. I just grabbed resist because I just needed some random resist, but like, you can see how magic resist stacked I am. It doesn't really matter about my resist too much. So, could get anything in there. In here, you want the oversize, but again, it doesn't matter. You could use ×2 and it's just gonna perform as well. Then finally, you can go for the 10k strength. You don't need the HP too much because you're pretty much just gonna be playing back and just casting. So, again, you just want to make sure your mana regen's high enough. If you can't sit there and free cast, you can use mana dice, so it will have a chance to proc mana on when you're attacking. So you could just sit far away, attack, and you'll get mana dice procs every here and there. So again, that's really nice. My relics aren't the best right now, but they're pretty optimal. You know, just grabbing some of the additional relics people would want, like Horn Mask, Token of Luck, everything else, basically just strength stacking. You don't need Book of Belial. It's not even working for me. I don't know why I even have that right now. Then, yeah, just stacking a lot of the all-stat relics. Attack speed doesn't matter too much. Again, we're not really attacking with this build. Basically just want the strength. I always get Lightning Bolt just because it hits basically the entire map. Or not the entire map, but like a bunch of mobs near each other, so it's nice in some situations. Alright, and we'll go ahead and do a 2k. I think I already have it set. Yep, 2k. And let's go get started. This one counts. Usually I could do these in like 2 minutes. be dead right as the song ends. Cool. Alright, so this has only been on for what, like 3 minutes? So I guess I'll go do a 5K? Yeah, I'll go do a 5K. Let me turn on something else really quick. Alright, let's see. Sorry, 1 second, guys. Let's go with this. Okay. Alright, let's set it to 5K. So just show 5K. I love the trap room, so I'm gonna go ahead and stick with this one. This one I'm really gonna focus on pulling, since obviously it is a 5K, a little more difficult. Want to make sure that everything's pulled up so that I can AoE very well. All those from the beginning are still kiting over here. It's just gonna happen because they are out of the screen area and they have a dot on them, so they do stay aggroed for a lot longer. So yeah, just get everything bleed stacked. So now at this point I just kind of want to just start getting everybody fully bleed stacked as I continue to kite down back to the beginning. Getting a little FPS drop, I apologize for that. Shouldn't be showing damage numbers. Actually just gonna change that really quick. There. Should be a lot smoother on your end. So you see all those champions right here. These are really good to group up, since those are obviously the hardest mobs to kill. Just killing off what I can over here, so that way I can go back and grab these guys. Depending on the boss, it shouldn't take too long either. Should die, there we go. Yeah, this could have been pulled a lot better. It's fine though. Not really worried about timer right now, because that group down there is gonna die really quickly. There's that. So at this point, should be a pretty successful run. Always want to make sure that your far shot is working, because obviously that's where you get a ton of your DPS. Okay, so this should go decently fast depending on the boss. This is like a super good boss for us, because he just kites right towards our scimitars. So yeah, pretty comfortable kill. I just have to make sure that I don't accidentally PK myself, like I almost did right there. Other than that, mainly just make sure you keep your mercenary alive. This one was only done with hero level 90, by the way. Didn't use like hero level 100 or anything like that, so missing quite a bit of strength. So as you can see, this build's still pretty strong even without it. Now we'll go ahead and put that strength in just to show you guys. Okay, so level 100. Okay. Let's go ahead and just reset our DPS meter, and you should notice the DPS pretty soon. Yeah, so once you get hero level 100, your damage really kicks off. So yeah, not the longest 5k ever, but it's pretty good for a nomad. So yeah, that is the build. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll be posting more videos soon with like actual like hero character guides, showing you like all the stats you need and guiding you in the right direction. But yeah, that's for now. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.